So now we're finishing off Act 2, Scene 4, where the nurse approaches Romeo about the plans for the wedding. So she's going to deliver a message from Julie. She's receiving from Romeo the information about the time of the wedding and where. So if you recall, Romeo was hanging out with his buddies, and Mercutio was kind of teasing Romeo a bit there, and noticing he's in a better mood now. So they see the nurse, and Mercutio's quite crude to the nurse because she's a woman and she's a servant. So you'll see some teasing of the nurse before the nurse ends up asking from Romeo what the information is about the wedding. So Mercutio sees her, and she's wearing this billowing dress blowing in the wind, and he says, "Two, a shirt and a smock." And the nurse says, "Peter," anon, "my fan, Peter." Good Peter, to hide her face, for her fan's the fairer face. "Good ye good morrow, gentlemen. God ye good even, fair gentlewoman." "Is it good even?" "'Tis not, 'tis no less, I tell you, for the body hand of the dial is now upon the prick of noon." "Oh, out upon you, what a man are you!" "One gentlewoman that God hath made himself to mar." "By my troth, it is well said, for himself to mar," quoth he. "Gentlemen, can any of you tell me where I may find the young Romeo?" "I can tell you, but young Romeo will be older when you have found him than he was when you sought him. I am the youngest of that name, for fault of a worse." "You say well." "Yea, is the worst well, very well took in faith, wisely. If you be he, sir, I desire some confidence with you." "She will indite him to some supper." Abad, so ho." "What hast thou found?" "No hare, sir, unless a hare, sir, in a Lenten pie, that is something stale and hoar ere it be spent. An old hare whore, and an old hare whore is very good meat in Lent, but a hare that is hoar is too much for a score when it whores ere it be spent. Romeo, will you come to your father's? Will to dinner thither? I will follow you. Farewell, ancient lady, farewell, lady. So now it's just the nurse and Romeo, and they get to the business at hand. "I pray you, sir, what saucy merchant was this that was so full of his ropery?" "Oh, a gentleman, nurse, that loves to hear himself talk, and will speak more in a minute than he will stand to in a month. An he speak anything against me, I'll take him down, and he were lustier than he is, and 20 such jacks. And if I cannot, I'll find those that shall. Scurvy knave, I am none of his flirt gills, I am none of his skeins mates." And then she says to Peter she's mad at him because he didn't defend her against Mercutio. "And thou must stand by too, and suffer every knave to use me at his pleasure." "I saw no man use you at his pleasure. If I had, my weapon should quickly have been out. I warrant you, I dare draw as soon as another man if I see occasion in a good quarrel and the law on my side. Now afore God I am so vexed that every part about me quivers. Scurry knave." Now she talks to Romeo. "Pray you, sir, a word. And as I told you, my young lady bid me inquire you out. What she bade me say, I will keep to myself. But first let me tell ye, if ye should lead her into a fool's paradise, as they say, it were a very gross kind of behavior, as they say, for the gentlewoman is young, and therefore if you should deal double with her, truly it were an ill thing to be offered to any gentlewoman, a very weak dealing. O nurse, commend me to thy lady and mistress, I protest unto thee. Good heart, and in faith I will tell her as much. Lord, she will be a joyful woman." "What wilt thou tell her, nurse? Thou dost not mark me." "I will tell her, sir, that you do protest, which, as I take it, is a gentlemanlike offer. Bid her devise some means to come to Shrift this afternoon, and there she shall at Friar Lawrence's cell be shrived and married. Here is for thy pains." Oh, no, truly, sir, not a penny. Go to, I say you shall. This afternoon, sir, yet well she shall be there. And stay, good nurse, behind the abbey wall within this hour my man shall be with thee, and bring thee cords made like a tackled stair, which to the high topgallant of my joy must be my convoy in the secret night. Farewell. Be trusty, and I'll quit thy pains. Farewell. Commend me to thy mistress. So he has this corded or rope ladder he's given to his servant is going to give to the nurse so that he can go see Juliet in her balcony that night after the wedding. Now God in heaven bless thee. Hark you, sir. What sayest thou, my dear nurse? Is your man secret? Did you ne'er hear say two may keep counsel, putting one away? Warrant thee, my man's as true as steel. Well, sir, my mistress is the sweetest lady. Lord, Lord, when 'twas a little prating thing. Oh, there is a nobleman in town, one Paris, that would fain lay knife abroad, but she, good soul, had as lief see a toad, a very toad, as see him. I anger her sometimes and tell her that Paris is the properer man, but I'll warrant you, when I say so, she looks as pale as any clout in the versal world. So she just told Romeo that Paris wants to marry her. Doth not Rosemary and Romeo both begin with a letter? Ay, nurse, what of that, both with an R? Ay, mocker, that's the dog's name. R is for the... No, I know it begins with some other letter, and she hath the prettiest sententious of it, of you and Rosemary, that it would do you good to hear it. Commend me to thy lady. Ay, 1,000 times. Peter, anon. Before and apace. So then they head out. So we'll see if we can get through Act 2, Scene 5. Is a quick little scene. And this is Juliet waiting for the nurse to arrive with news of when the marriage shall be. And when the nurse arrives, she toys with Juliet and she acts like she's sore and has aching bones. And she doesn't tell her the news, and Juliet's getting anxious. So it's just a comical scene. The clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse. In half an hour she promised to return. Oh, perchance she cannot meet him. That's not so. Oh, she is lame. Love's heralds should be thoughts which 10 times faster glide than the sun's beams, driving back shadows over lowering hills. Therefore do nimble pinioned doves draw love, and therefore hath the wind-swift Cupid wings. Now is the sun upon the highmost hill of this day's journey, and from 9 till 12 is 3 long hours, yet she is not come. Had she affections and warm youthful blood, she would be as swift in motion as a ball. My words would bandy her to my sweet love, and his to me. But old folks, many fain as they were dead, unwieldy, slow, heavy, and pale as lead. Oh God, she comes. Oh, honey nurse, what news? Hast thou met with him? Send thy man away. Peter, stay at the gate. Now, good sweet nurse. O Lord, why lookest thou sad? Though news be sad, yet tell them merrily. If good, thou shamest the music of sweet news by playing it to me with so sour a face. Oh, I am a-weary. Give me leave a while. Fie, how my bones ache. What a jaunt have I? I would thou hadst my bones, and I thy news. Come, nay, come, I pray thee, speak. Good nurse, speak. Jesu, what haste! Can you not stay a while? Do you not see I am out of breath? How art thou out of breath when thou hast breath to say to me that thou art out of breath? The excuse that thou dost make in this delay is longer than the tale thou dost excuse. Is thy news good or bad? Answer to that. Say either, and I'll stay the circumstance. Let me be satisfied. Is it good or bad? Well, you have made a simple choice. You know not how to choose a man. Romeo? No, not he. Though his face be better than any man's, yet his leg excels all men's. And for a hand and a foot and a body, though they be not to be talked on, yet they are past compare. He is not the flower of courtesy, but I'll warrant him as gentle as a lamb. Go thy ways, wench, serve God. What, have you dined at home? No, no, but all this did I know before. What says he of our marriage? What of that? Lord, how my head aches! What a head have I! It beats as it would fall in 20 pieces. My back! And on the other side, ah, my back! My back! Beshrew your heart for sending me about to catch my death with jaunting up and down. In faith, I am sorry that thou art not well. Sweet, sweet, sweet nurse, tell me, what says my love? Your love says, like an honest gentleman, and a courteous, and a kind, and a handsome, and, I warrant, a virtuous. Where's your mother? Where is my mother? Why, she is within. Where should she be? How oddly thou repliest. Your love says, like an honest gentleman, where is your mother? O God's lady dear, are you so hot? Mary, come up, I trow. Is this the poultice for my aching bones? Henceforth do your messages yourself. Here's such a coil. Come, what says Romeo? Have you got leave to go to shrift today, which is confession? So can you fake out your parents and tell them you're going to confession? I have. Okay, then hie you hence to Friar Lawrence's cell. There stays a husband to make you a wife. Now comes the wanton blood up in your cheeks. They'll be in scarlet straight at any news. Hie you to church. I must another way to fetch a ladder by the which your love must climb a bird's nest soon when it is dark. I am the drudge and toil in your delight, but you shall bear the burden soon at night. Go, I'll to dinner. Hie you to the cell. Hie to high fortune, honest nurse, farewell. So she's excited because she's going to sneak out and tell her parents she's going to confession, and then really she's going to get married, and then she'll come back home quickly. So all this has to be done in secret. I don't know what their plans are going to be after this, since everything has to be done in secret, but they'll be married. So this quick scene is Friar Lawrence talking to Romeo, and Juliet comes in, and I guess this is where they get married. So Friar Lawrence says, "So smile the heavens upon this holy act, that after hours with sorrow chide us not. Amen, amen. But come what sorrow can, it cannot countervail the exchange of joy that one short minute gives me in her sight. Do thou but close our hands with holy words, then love devouring death do what he dare. It is enough, I may call her, but I may but call her mine. These violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die like fire and powder, which as they kiss consume. The sweetest honey is loathsome in his own deliciousness, and in the taste confounds the appetite. Therefore, love moderately. Long love doth so. Too swift arrives, as tardy is too slow." So Romeo comes in. Juliet walks in. Here comes the lady. Oh, so light of foot, will never wear out the everlasting flint. A lover may bestride the gossamers that idles in the wanton summer air, and yet not fall. So light is vanity. Good even to my ghostly confessor. Romeo shall thank thee, daughter, for us both. As much to him, else is his thanks too much. Ah, Juliet, if the measure of thy joy be heaped like mine, and that thy skill be more to blazon it, then sweeten with thy breath this neighbor air, and let rich music's tongue unfold the imagined happiness that both receive in either by this dear encounter. Conceit, more rich in matter than in words, brags of his substance, not of ornament. They are but beggars that can count their worth. But my true love is grown to such excess I cannot sum up some of half my wealth. Come with me, and we will make short work. For by your leaves you shall not stay alone till Holy Church incorporate two in one. And that's when he marries them.